Parents, what kind of teachings, examples are you showing to your children? Is your attitude destroying your children or building them up? I would like for us to learn from the story of Ahab in 1 King chapter 16, 30 to 33. It says to say that Ahab did more evil than all who were before him, all the kings before him. That is a monumental statement, to think that somebody was like the worst ever. And you wonder, how did this happen? How could a king that was supposed to have his heart, submitted to God, became that wicked? The reason why is because Ahab learned firsthand from his father, Omri. You can find this in 1 Kings 16:25 that states that Omri did more evil than all who were before him. But this was nothing compared to what Ahab, his son, did. Ahab saw what his father did and took it to another notch. In case it was not strong enough language, the point is repeated in verse 33, saying that Ahab did more to provoke the Lord, the God of Israel, to anger than all the kings of Israel who were before him. Ahab learned from his father firsthand and decided to walk in the same path of sins, of wickedness that his father, modeled to him, and he ended up doing even worse. So ask yourself, what are you teaching to your children? Are you teaching failures to them? Are you teaching them how to be shaky? Are you teaching them how to lie? Are you modeling weak emotions to them? Because whatever you model to your children, they will end up doing more, taking it to another notch. Because in many cases, your children will take it to the next level. If your faith is weak, your children may not have faith at all. If you have an hypocritical life, your children will likely reject God completely. That will not be your portion. The choices you are making in your life today will be repeated, because powerful impressions are being modeled to your children. So the children learn your behavior. They mimic your attitude. Because when we continue to project other things over for them to gather in church, then the children will end up not reading the Bible. They will end up not praying because it was not modeled to them. Think about, what will your impact be on your children 100 years from now? How will you have impacted your family spiritually 100 years from now? Because they will go from glory to greater glory. That is our prayers. But are we modeling the right examples? Go ahead and read Micah 6:16. That the Bible says that, for you have kept the statutes of Omri and all the works of the house of Ahab, then the Lord placed a curse on Israel. That this happened 100 years after Ahab lived. The impact of the life decisions and faith of Omri and Ahab was still having an effect 100 years later. So will the souls of your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, generations to come, be lost because of your own personal weaknesses and failures towards God today? So we must think longer term. Think about the impact of our attitude upon the subsequent generations. The Lord will help us in Jesus' mighty name. Your children will be for signs and wonders. But as a parent, rise up. Fathers, rise up. Mothers, rise up. Receive grace to begin to model God, to model the right examples to your children. Your children will not be lost, and great shall be their peace.